Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is our 53rd week of doing the Ready, Set, Go show, and we do a host of things during this show. I typically give you some kind of heads up as to the content that is coming out from the channel over the course of this week. We typically talk about some news, some current events, things that may be top of mind for me, things that might be top of mind for you. But we always have a good time, no matter what it is that we talk about. And I have somewhat of a jam-packed agenda for tonight, but we are going to dig into it. I think there's some good stuff. There's been a lot in the news, and we are going to try to touch on some of this stuff over the course of the time that we have together. And I want to thank everyone out there that is watching this thing on replay. And I certainly want to thank all of the comic book swolgers that are in the room right now that have given up some of their time on a Sunday night to join me for this Ready, Set, Go preview show. Before we begin, I want to say hello to a couple of people who are in here. Luke is in the house, Jeffrey's in the house, Brian, my man Jerry is in the house, as is Tina. Tina, it is always good to see you. Chris Bigger is here. Randy Rasnake is in the house. Quest Dog is here. Mark is in the house. Matthew is here. Sully Two Kings just dropped a story on his Instagram feed. If you guys get a chance to check that out. James Tomlinson is in the house. Mike, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. EE is in the house. Joe Brown is here. Scrolling down through the names. Who did I miss? Pretty fly for a Filipino guy. Had to call that one out as soon as I said it. Welcome to the live stream, brother. It is good to have you here. Welcome. All right. So I don't know if there's any other first timers that are here, but if you are here, shout it out so that we can acknowledge you. Steve, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you, my friend. Hack X is in the house. Again, I want to thank everybody for taking a little bit of time out to join me here. Like I said, we have somewhat of a jam-packed agenda, but we are going to dig into this thing. And one thing that I wanted to start off with is that I don't know if you can see that. There is a chair back here. There is a chair back here. My wife has been saying to me, hold on, let me, I want to record this. My wife has been saying to me that she actually wants to spend more time with me here in the comic book room. And she has been saying to me that I need a guest chair here in the comic book room. So she now has a chair. I sent her a photo like 30 seconds ago. It was like, there's your chair. We'll see if she comes in and sits down in it during the show. My guess is that she won't. but the chair is there for her. So anyway, it is, I want to start this thing off. Before I get too far in this thing, I want to start this off with a statistic. I want to start it off with a stat. Oh, wow. The guest wife. She is probably not going to, man, Chris, bro, no doubt. She is indeed the boss. She's made an appearance before, but this is definitely going to be a special one if she actually makes her way down here to this room. I want to start this off with a statistic. It was a stat that I saw right before the show began. And there was an event, I think it was called Comics Pro. This is a retailer event that my man Comics with Bueller actually attended up in Portland. I don't know much about the event, but I know that there were retailers there from all across the country. And I guess they go there and they talk to publishers and they hear presentations and things like that. But there was a statistic that I saw that someone actually shared on Twitter that I wanted to share with you guys, because there is a whole lot of talk. There's a lot of talk out there about the number of stores, the number of local comic shops that are going out of business. And people look at this anecdotal evidence and they say that the industry is in trouble. They look at the anecdotal evidence and they say, because there are no shops in my area, because the local comic shop near me went out of business, the industry is going out of business. And the danger with anecdotal evidence is that it is just based upon your observations, which are limited by nature. And that is why I try to, whenever I can, stick to facts. I try to stick to facts. I try to highlight facts because facts are important for us. So there was an important statistic that I want to share with you guys. And this is actually from Marvel Comics. It was presented by Marvel Comics at the Comics Pro meeting this weekend. It says in 2019, there were 40 more stores that opened over those that closed. 40 more stores opened than closed in 2019. And while that might not seem like a big number, I mean, we could all probably agree that we would love for that number to be 100, right? Or more, right? The fact is that businesses always go out of business, right? Businesses always go out of business. But the question remains is, are there people to backfill those slots that are vacated? And the answer is yes. There were at least 40 more stores that opened in 2019 than what actually closed. And so I think that that is a very good statistic. Again, I wish that it were better, but it is what it is, right? And because my business is healthcare, I always tie it back to healthcare. Believe it or not, doctors' offices actually go out of business. Doctors' offices actually go out of business, but that is not a sign that healthcare is going away. That is not a sign that there will be no healthcare. That is not a sign that healthcare as an industry is eroding. It is a sign that maybe that doctor was a bad business person, because they are healthcare providers, not necessarily business people. Trust me when I tell you, right? And so there are lots of reasons why businesses go out of business. It is poor leadership, poor management. It is lack of resources. It could be divorce. It could be death. There are lots of reasons why these things happen, but it is not necessarily a sign that the industry is actually in trouble. And I'll actually revisit that very, very soon. So revisit that one. Problem is that there are LCSs that are only ones in the area. When they close you up. No, and I definitely appreciate that point, Joe. And I am not dismissing that point. Completely agree. I've been to parts of the country where there are no comic shops, right? I've been to parts of the country because I travel a fair bit. I've been there. I've been to places where I'm like, there are no shops within like 40, 50 miles of where I happen to be, right? And when I was in Florida not that long ago, that was exactly the case. But then I've also been to places like North Carolina, where you throw a stone and you hit another comic shop. There are my area here in Northern California, you throw a stone, you hit not just a good comic shop, you actually hit a good comic shop, right? It is true that there are parts of this country where there is a desert. There is a desert of comic shops, right? And it is definitely a sad thing. But again, this was an important statistic that I wanted people to at least have some awareness of. I'm reading some of the comments here. Here's Matt says, I have 6 LCSs within an hour's drive. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I think I probably have as many. And if I go a little further, maybe an hour and a half, I could probably reach even more. But there are places that are really, really advantaged, and there are a lot of places that are disadvantaged, and it's definitely a sad thing. But again, an important statistic that I wanted to kind of throw out there. So one other important thing that I wanted to throw out to you guys that I became aware of actually a couple of weeks ago, and I actually made mention of it in my Instagram story, but I did not talk about it here on the channel, and I was a little remiss for that, so I wanted to actually correct it. This is a message that this is not the message exactly that I received, but because this is actually on the CBCS forum, but I did receive this notification that CBCS is actually doing something really cool in honor of like Valentine's Day, right? They're basically saying if you send in 10 modern comics, they will actually grade one of those modern comics for free. So you send in 10, you get the 11th one free. And so this is an offer that is actually valid right now until February 29th. And then the code for this thing is 1 free grade. You can see it right there on the screen. Use promo code 1 free grade. This thing is valid until February 29th. So if you are thinking about getting some comics graded, if you're a CBCS person, you definitely want to take advantage of this because you can't beat a free grade, right? You can't beat a free graded comic. And I think that they've made a lot of improvements in their turnaround time for their grading services. So this might be something that you actually want want to take a look at. So again, just wanted to make people aware of what I thought was a pretty cool offer from CBCS. All right. So a couple of other little announcements here that I wanted to make people aware of. What is this? My LCS is over 40 miles away. I could order online, but if buying keeps them in business, there, see, there you go. And I think that's actually the right spirit, you know. So I try to do as much of my business in my local comic shops as I possibly can. I really do try to do that. I did, however, buy a couple of books online today just because it was easier. These books had come out probably 2 months ago. There may or may not be copies at the local comic shop. It was just easier to click, and then get everything that I needed. But I also visited both of my comic shops this last week as well. So, you know, just trying to support as much as possible. And if I have to go online, you know, I do what I have to do. So here is another thing that I wanted to make you guys aware of. I actually got an email 2 days ago from Jerry over at CGC 9.8 subscription service. You can see this is his website right here. CGC 9.8 subscription service is actually something that is offered by Jerry's company 3204 Auctions. This is actually a pretty cool service where you actually buy credits and then you basically can request comics, and he will go out. He'll try to get these comics. These are new comics. He'll try to get these comics. He'll get them sent out to CGC and to try to get them back as 9.8s. And you basically only pay, what is it, 30? What is it? Let me see the pricing here. I think it's 34. Oh man, I lost the pricing. 39, sorry, $39.99 is what you pay per credit, right? So $39.99 is actually not a bad price for a 9.8 comic that has come out. And then you also pay shipping and handling, but you basically buy 3 credits for $39.99 each. And then you actually can select the books that you want. They get sent out somewhat in a timely fashion because Jerry has to go get them to CGC to get them graded, gets them back, and then he ships them out to you. But he actually wanted to give me, he gave me a notice so that I could pass it on to you guys that unfortunately, because so many retailers are actually charging above cover price for the Batman books right now, Batman 89 and also Hell Arisen. I think it's Hell Arisen #3. Right now, he is basically not able to get those books right now because they are not at cover price. I think retailers across the country are charging a lot more for those books. So we wanted to put that out there. But this is a really, really good way to go if you're interested in getting some modern comics that you don't want to get a CGC membership, or even if you have a CGC membership, this is not a bad way to go where you can actually get those 9.8s for $39.99 shipped out to you. So again, that is, you can get more information on cgcsubscription.com. There is a code in the description of this video with some additional information for you guys on that one. So let me pop back to the chat, see what you guys are talking about. Looks like 92 will be a lot higher for cover price than. Yes, I've seen it go for a couple of bucks. What is this? Bearded Comic Collector says, hey, Reggie, finally got the first 3 issues of Philadelphia, and the storyline isn't too bad. It isn't too bad. It is a little trippy. It is a little trippy with the presidential tie-in, right? But it is not a bad story. I spent a little bit of time this weekend. I read Marauders. I read Wolverine #1. Based upon recommendations from you guys, I read Undiscovered Country issues 1 through 4 from Image. That was good. What else did I read? I think I read some Green Lantern. I read a little bit more Green Lantern, but it's like I've been trying to get in some reading and stuff like that. So Undiscovered Country, I cannot remember who made that recommendation to me. Thank you, because I absolutely enjoyed it. So definitely thanks for that. So let me scroll through and what else you guys are talking about. What is this? Jacob says his LCS had Batman 89 for $20, which that actually isn't too bad. I've seen it a lot higher than that, to be honest with you. I've seen it a lot higher than that. John's Comics with Kids is in the house. How you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Let me scroll through. Wolverine 1 has 2 first appearances. Yeah, I mean, it had some first appearances, man, but it was also just a really good book. I mean, they're doing a little bit of some retconning of his history. I actually want to go back and read that one shot that came out with Wolverine and Blade, because I think that one one-shot that they did probably 5 months ago, 6 months ago. I think that ties in a little bit with what we're doing here. And I can tell you for a fact that, again, if you had not read like Dawn of X, House of 10, some of that other stuff, I think that some of those things builds upon this, and the story in Wolverine will build upon some things that are actually coming. It is all intertwined, and it is all fantastic in my opinion. But if you have not read Wolverine #1, I definitely want to encourage you to get it. It is a big, thick book, and unfortunately, a lot of them have bindery tears. I was in the shop, and lots of bindery tears, just like Amazing Spider-Man 800 came out with all those bindery tears. If you find one without bindery tears, you let me know. See, there it is. There's the comment right there. I mean, it is brutal. It is brutal. So Philadelphia is what's up. Issue 4 is coming out Wednesday. Yeah, man, some good stuff. There's definitely some good stuff that is out right now, and I'm enjoying a lot of this stuff. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says books are only 1 credit each that are pre-ordered. I think that's a question. Yeah, so it's basically a pre-order. Each you have to buy 3 credits, and each credit is $39.99, right? So you have to buy 3 credits to get started. Each one is $39.99, and then you basically send Jerry a list of the books that you want to get. And then he goes out and tries to find those books, and he tries to get them sent in to CGC, gets them back at 9.8 and all that kind of stuff. So there is actually a really good video on his channel that goes into a lot more detail than I'm able to go into here. So if you go to 3204 auctions, or if you go to cgcsubscriptions.com, you can actually see that video. It's actually a pretty good video. I think there was another Almighty Liger King. Yeah, man. And what's great, here's the thing, a lot of people don't like some of the liberties and departures that CGC will make from how they grade their books from like Overstreet. But in a case like this, with those bindery tails, because it is a known production error, CGC will actually still give that book a 9.8, even with those bindery tears, because it is a known defect associated with the production process. And so that could be good or bad, depending upon where you're sitting. You know, in my case, I was not able to find an ASM 800 that did not have bindery tears. I was not able to find a Wolverine #1 without bindery tears. And so it's good to know that CGC has some allowances for me to be able to send that book in, to have it potentially still come back at a 9.8. So I actually think that is definitely a good thing. So John's Comments for Kids, like, heck yes, Bearded. Marauders has been amazing. Yes, by far, Marauders has been the most interesting and compelling from issue #1 all the way through. And I think what happened in issue #8, I don't want to give it away. There's definitely some cool stuff there. There's some stuff that I think is actually going to play out in that giant size Storm and Emma Frost that is going to be coming out. I think there's going to be some action that's going to happen in that. So there was definitely a moment in Marauders 8 that caught me off guard. Well, no, let me restate. There was actually 2 moments that caught me off guard. One I knew about from last week's show, if you remember that, but there was another moment that kind of caught me off guard. So again, if you guys aren't reading these X titles, I definitely want to encourage you to check them out. There's the Cable series that's going to be coming out sometime soon. I don't know what that one's going to be like, but that is a new series that's actually going to be coming out. So huge shout out to my man Juan here from Comic Collection Agency. Just dropped this nice super chat on me. He says, "Hey Reggie, just dropped my first video last week. I'm just showing off a collection that's really great for supporting your LCS. So if you guys get a chance, my man, I was pushing him, as was his girlfriend Skylar, for Comic Collection Agency to get into this YouTube thing. So it sounds like he just dropped a video. So if you guys get a chance, check him out. I will try to check it out tonight if I have a couple of moments. But thank you for the super chat, bro. And I'm glad to see that you are making the foray into to YouTube. So let me scroll down. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Emma and Storm is gonna kick some booty. Bro, if they don't kick each other's booty, they make a formidable team, right? They make a formidable team if they don't jack one another up, you know, because that is always the thing for those two cats. So Jerry G says, "Thanks for recommending Marauders. I read issue 2, then went online and got a lot." Man, I'm telling you, bro, Marauders is good. There's a reason why I cut some out, like Excalibur and Fallen Angel, right? And New Mutants. Those are not good. Marauders is good. X-Force, I enjoy. X-Men is getting better, right? But these are a couple of really, really good books that I'm enjoying picking up. So the challenge is, I'm gonna be honest with you, the challenge is that they are putting out so much good content that it hurts my pockets. They're putting out so much content, it just hurts my pockets. I'm gonna just be completely honest. Oh man. So let me see. I'm scrolling down through the comments here. Just picked it up from the LCS, says Chris Bigger. All right, so a couple of more things here. I want to show you guys a dope trailer. I want to show you guys a dope trailer that dropped earlier today. It caught me off guard. It's pretty good. So let me share this with you guys, and I'll see you on the other side of what I will probably be a brief share. So. Oh man, you guys can't hear that? Oh man, I am sorry. I thought you guys could hear it. That's brutal. Here's the thing. I'm gonna do the voiceover for you guys. No, I'm teasing. So what that was, at least you could see it. At least you could see it. That was actually a new trailer that dropped for Transformers. Netflix is doing a three-part trilogy that's like redundant. They're doing a trilogy. They are doing 3 movies focused on the Transformers. And the first one that is going to be coming out is Transformers War for Cybertron. And so they just dropped this trailer earlier today. It looks really good. The animation, the drawing, I think is really, really solid. And so I am looking forward to this. They do not have a date at which they're actually going to launch it, either for part 1, 2, or 3. But the trailer is out. If you haven't seen it, it is good. Watch it. My only bone to pick is that Optimus Prime does not sound like Optimus Prime. It's not my prime. All right, I'm gonna just say it. It is not my prime. But it looks like it's gonna be pretty good. It looks like it's gonna be pretty good. So when it does drop, I will definitely keep you guys posted. I definitely enjoyed it. So let me see what you guys. I think I could watch. What did I say? I missed it. I think I could. I think I could watch this Transformer without sound. In his head, he has the voice, and that's what's up. That is what's up. That's the thing, is that you can do a little bit of the voiceover yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know how they're supposed to sound. So yeah, that is actually going to be coming out. The images, I tell you, the images are pretty solid. I am looking forward to it actually dropping. Chris Bigger is onto it. Yeah, they're also doing He-Man as well. So man, I'm telling you, I've said it before. This is a fantastic period in which to actually be in comics right now. I'm just, all of the opportunities to see this stuff come to life on the screen is really, really fantastic. I personally am thoroughly enjoying it. And so when this part 1 of 3 parts for Transformers drops, I am going to spend more time talking about it. And I might actually have to pick up now some Transformer comics. I think I have a couple in the collection, but I might need to pick up a couple more. So let me scroll down through the comments here. What is this? Love the Transformers have the first 46 in the original series. Oh man, that's awesome, brother. That is awesome. You know what's crazy is my son actually watches Transformers. He watches Transformers. He knows all about Optimus Prime and Megatron and stuff like that. And it's cool because I can sit down and watch the cartoon with him and know kind of sort of what it's about, right? There's a lot of new characters that have been introduced and stuff like that. And when we were in North Carolina, my mother actually got a big kick out of that as well, because she was like, you guys used to watch that show. And I'm like, yes. And it's still a fantastic show, even though it's very different from my Transformers. It's still really, really enjoyable. And so looking forward to seeing this next flick, Netflix series when it actually debuts. Oh, Rob, you're a nut. It is time to roll out. He is hilarious. Oh man, what is this? Just picked up a #1. Hoping more than meets the eye. Says pretty fly. What is this? Transformers Galaxy is pretty good. There's actually, I think, and don't hold me to this. I think that there is actually another Transformers series on Netflix. When I was actually, I'm one closer to anime. When I was searching earlier, I want to say that there's another series on Netflix of Transformers. I may actually watch that one as well. So, what is this? I have been on the hunt for that Hail Megatron 1 variant of the Killing Joke. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. Huh. James Tomlinson, I think you're talking about Wolverine. Hasn't seen any without a tear. I was in 2 comic shops, bro, and I was like behind the counter, like in the box myself. And the same thing happened with Amazing Spider-Man 800. I was unable. I literally went for that one. I literally went through the diamond box that had just come in, and I was unable to find a single copy that did not have bindery tears. So I think that there's a lot. I think there's a lot of ones out there that are damaged. So I may have to Google that, bro, because I kind of want to see that one. I kind of want to see that one. So all right. So we just talked about the Netflix thing. There was one other very large piece of news that has to be talked about before we get to any kind of giveaway for Go Collect. And it is this little tidbit right here. A lot of people talking about this. I actually walked into the comic shop on Saturday morning, and I went there and actually shot some footage behind the scenes at the comic shop before it opened up. And I was there. Was it on Friday? I can't remember. I was in the shop. My shop owner looked at me and he's like, "What do you think about the news?" And I was like, "What news are you talking about?" He's like, 5 minutes ago or whatever, they just dropped that Dan has left DC Comics. He is out at DC Comics as the co-publisher. I think he was there for like 18 years or something like that. The details of this whole thing are a little sketchy. There was a lot of speculation out there that he was removed, that he was fired. Some people say that he left. There's a lot of commentary out there online. And I don't know how much of it is true, to be honest with you. I don't know how much of what is out there is actually true. I think that anytime anyone loses their job, it is definitely a sad thing unless it is a by choice. And I don't know if it was by choice, right? There was an article that I just showed you guys there on Newsarama where there was an article that was up from Comic Book. I think it was comicbook.com, and they actually removed the language around the fact that Dan was removed from his position because I think that it was anecdotal evidence and they didn't actually have facts that he was removed. So there's a lot of sketchiness out there. A lot of sketchiness was out there. And so I don't quite know what is true or not, but he was there for quite some time. Chris says here, he says, "I'm glad that Dan is leaving. But only because I think it's time for DC Comics to get a fresh start." I think he was there for like 18 years in various positions, various roles as a VP of this, that, and the other, and then ultimately as co-publisher with Jim Lee. But yeah. So that's one of the comments here. There's actually a satirical piece that is online right now, Brandon, about how Jim Lee actually does not run DC Comics, how Dan and others were the ones running it. But now that Dan is now no longer there, Jim Lee now has to run. And he's like, "What? I have to run a company?" It's not a very favorable satirical piece about Jim Lee, who I am a fan of. But again, that's one of the things that's out there, is that there's a lot of stuff that's out there, and I don't quite know what's true out there right now. So Chris Bear making a couple of statements here. He made a couple of bad decisions at the end, like Tom King and not supporting the Black Label. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know how much of that stuff that he was responsible for versus other people. I honestly don't know. But I think it's just one of those things that, that hopefully the truth will come out. Hopefully the truth will actually come out. There's a lot of people that are, I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of stuff out there. And I want to see how it all shakes out. I want to see, some of the more reputable news organizations kind of cover some of this stuff and kind of make some statements about what's actually going on over there, you know? So it's one of those things, man. Again, it's hard to see when someone actually loses their job or whatever, unless it was a personal decision. Guy was there for a very long time, but to the point that others have made, sometimes with turnover and with change comes new opportunity, and maybe they will have some new opportunity to do some things, right? I mean, they are still the second leading publisher in the United States and North America for comics. Last year, they made 30, I think they had about 30% market share, which roughly calculates to about $30 million, given that this is a $1 billion market. So there's definitely not chump change that is out there. And that is just off of comic book sales. That does not include like merchandising and the movies and all that other kind of stuff. And yes, the movies weren't exactly doing well outside of a couple of exceptions. But again, maybe now is the time for DC to get themselves together to make some changes and to become a dominant force again. Because at one point in time, DC was the #1 publisher. At one point in time, right, for a healthy period of time, they were the #1 publisher. And I think that, you know, having 2 or 3 or multiple publishers that are putting out really good content only benefits us all, you know? So there you go. Sonic is beating Birds of Prey. No, I have not heard anything about the DC Marvel crossover. Like, there's a lot of stuff out there right now where people are basically like, we don't know what the future holds, right? There's a lot of things that he was in charge of, things that were kind of in limbo, and they're not quite sure where those things are right now. And so that's one of the things that hopefully will resolve itself in the coming weeks. Hopefully we'll have some clarity around what's what and how are things going to happen. So what is this? Bearded Comic Collector says, I actually loved DC over Marvel when I was a kid. A lot of people say that, man. A lot of people say that. So let me see. What is this? Comic Collection Agency says Birds of Prey was pretty good compared to Deadpool. They just blew it with the name. Yeah, that's one of the things, that it should have been Harley Quinn or something like that, reference to actually serve as a draw, because not everyone is a comic book fan and not everyone knows that Birds of Prey is, I think it was a limited run. But you guys will correct me on that. But yeah, that could have been a little bit of a mistake there. So let me see what else you guys are talking about here. Sonic was too fast for Birds of Prey. Sith Lore, stay tuned, brother, because you inspired me to do a video. You probably will not see it this week. It might be next week or the week after. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, definitely a video going to be coming out sometime soon. So let me give you guys an update on the content that is going to be dropping from the channel this week. And I'll also give you a slight update. And then once I do that, we're actually going to get into giving this book away. So let me give you guys a rundown of what's actually happening. So one of the changes that I'm making to the channel effective this week is I'm no longer doing 5 videos a week. I'm actually only going to do 4 videos a week. The viewership for Friday videos has never been particularly strong. And so it takes a lot of effort to put out 5 videos a week. And I have been for, I mean, I haven't checked, but it might be close to 52 weeks. Might be close. But I'm no longer going to be doing 5 videos a week. I'm going to be killing the Friday video just because the views are typically low for that particular video. So we are going to be basically releasing 4 videos per week, hopefully at least 1 podcast, doing at least 1 to 2 live shows every week. So that's one thing that I'm actually modifying. So hopefully everyone gets that. Almighty Liger King says, just saw Birds of Prey and it wasn't all that bad. All right, so let me give you guys a heads up on the books that are going to be coming out this week. I'm doing a new comic book day haul. So I actually am able to get that video out in closer proximity to when I actually pick the books up versus 2 weeks after. So that new comic book day haul video is going to be coming out, and it's also going to feature some original art that I had an opportunity to pick up recently. So stay tuned for that. There is a very provocative question that I kind of posed, and it really came from you guys. And it came from a subscriber when I did that call for topics for the channel. Subscriber reached out to me and we had a little conversation. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do a video on that. And the video is going to be on, should you buy should you buy placeholder grails and keys for your comics, right? So you buy basically a temporary book because the one you really want, you can't get right now. So you buy this lesser grade, right? To kind of tide you over. And so it's a provocative question because I don't know if there is a right or wrong to that. I really don't, but I would encourage you to stay tuned for the video and share your thoughts with me when you do hear my thoughts on that topic. Black History Month is here. It is almost over, and I recorded this video like 2 weeks ago, so I'm gonna try to squeeze it in here before the month is out. So there is a Black History Month type video that is going to be dropping from the channel this week, and then I'm also going to do a hunting video, right? So I found some books in the wild, and so I'm actually going to be sharing that hunting video. So those are the four videos that are going to be dropping from the channel this week. So what does this say? I do that and I'm always upgrading. Rob says, don't do it. Man bat. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Comic Collection Agent says, you got to have placeholders. My collection is full of them. Oh man, Sully Two Kings, Regie TV. That's what's up. So those are the 4 videos that are going to be coming out this week. Hopefully you guys will stay tuned to those. They're going to be dropping Monday through Thursday now. Monday through Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time is when the videos will drop. All right. So let me scroll down. Trading up is part of the game, and Big Bad Joke actually says yes, you should. So so you guys stay tuned for the video. And it's okay. Here's the thing. We may differ. Our opinions may differ on these topics, but I am quite okay with that because it gives me an opportunity to learn from other people. And that's not to say that I agree or don't agree with what was just said here in the room. But what I will say is stay tuned for the video. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the list of individuals that were able to successfully find the video this week that featured the phrase that was needed to win this week's book. So these are all the individuals that were able to successfully, again, find the video, find the phrase, find the community tab, plug it in. These are all the individuals that are actually in the running for this Doctor Strange book. Let me make this actually full screen so you guys can see that a little bit better. For this Doctor Strange #1 9.0 signature series book that we are actually going to give away. And I definitely want to encourage everybody to stay tuned so that I can show you the next book that is going to be given away. If your name is missing from this list, then there is a good chance that you may have entered the wrong giveaway because we actually have two giveaways that are live on the channel right now. So you may have entered the wrong one. So let's go ahead and roll some dice here and see how many times we are going to have to randomize this list. And we have 11. We have 11. We are going to randomize this list a total of 11 times. So let me pop back to this screen right here. And we are going to randomize this thing a total of 11 times. So here we go. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The winner is Rush Die Hard. My Canadian brother, Rush Die Hard, is the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway, followed by I Love Donuts 57. So Rush Die Hard in Canada, you, sir, are the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway. And it is this book right here, Doctor Strange #1 9.0, signed by Frank Bruner. It is a pretty cool book. Congratulations, bro. And if you guys are in the chat right now, I definitely want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up button to let the algorithm know that you guys enjoy the content. So Rush, send me an email to Regie@RegieCollects.com, providing me with your real name, your screen name, your mailing address, and your preference. I have two types of t-shirts. large and extra large, light gray and dark gray. They only come in the 2 sizes. Let me know your preference and you will be getting that book. One of these t-shirts, again, large or extra large, as well as the Go Collect exclusive variant. I will bundle all this stuff up and get it sent out to you in a timely fashion. Because I have to do it via FedEx because you're in Canada. It may be Tuesday before I can get it in the mail to you, but I will knock this out for you, brother. So, make sure you send me the email. All right. So you guys ready to, what is this? Are you doing less videos because of Go Collect? No, I'm not. I'm actually doing less videos because the views on Friday aren't very good. And that's being completely honest. A lot of people, I think, are trying to start their weekends. And so because of that, the Friday viewership for videos is just, it's bad. It's low. And so it takes me as much time, energy, and effort to record, a video that gets watched heavily versus one that does not get watched heavily, right? And so as the channel continues to grow, if I ever see the trend on Friday night actually start to improve, or Friday start to improve, then I'll add that video back. But it takes a tremendous amount of effort to think of ideas for videos, to film them, to edit them, to do all the stuff behind the scenes that it takes to actually get that video out there. It takes some effort. It takes some effort. And so, the thing is that I produce a healthy number of videos every single week. And that's why I typically have videos that get released for 2 to 3 weeks out, right? Because I have spurts where I get really creative and I put out a lot of stuff. And again, if I put up a video that doesn't quite get the viewership, it's one of those things where maybe I reprioritize some of that effort, right? Into doing something else. So I definitely appreciate that question, Brandon, being asked. And so again, just wanted to can be completely transparent with folks. So you guys ready to see the book that's going to be given away this coming week? Actually, let me close out a couple of screens here because I don't need that one. Actually go over to Go Collect so that I can actually show you guys the FMV associated with this book. So this is the book that is going to be available this week. And just as a reminder, all you have to do is basically watch the videos that come out from the channel at 3:30 Monday through Thursday. And in one of those videos, I will give you a phrase. And you capture that phrase, you head over to the community tab, you click, you find the post, right? You find the post where I'm talking about the weekly books, and it's actually up now. The post goes up typically on Sunday or Monday, and you find that post. You may have to scroll down a little bit to find the post, but when you find it, there will be a link in that post. You click that link, you go to MailChimp, and it says, want to win a cool slab. You plug in your information into that window, you hit the submit button. That's basically all that you have to do. It's relatively straightforward. If you have any issues, you search for Regie Collects Go Collect giveaway, or you search for Regie Collects community tab, and there is a video, 2 videos actually, that will walk you through the entire process. That is the book. This is this coming week's Go Collect giveaway. It is What If number 10, a 9.4 white pages, first Jane Foster as Thor. It is actually not in continuity, but it is still a really cool book to have. A nice 60-cent book right there. This is this week's Go Collect giveaway book. And again, all you have to do is to watch the videos that come out from the channel for your opportunity to win. And in one of those videos, I will give you a phrase. You basically take that phrase over to the community tab, you plug it in, and then you are going to be in the running. So there you go. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys one more time. Let me stop sharing that screen. I think I can stop sharing that one. And I want to share this screen right here. And let me type it in, what if number 1, and we will see what the FMV is for this particular book. This is a 9.4. It is thinking about it. Go Collect is noodling. They're noodling whether they want to give me the answer to my question. Oh man, it's a long noodle. This is a long noodle. It's actually a really cool book. This book was super hot for a while there, and I think it's a little bit cooler now. But still definitely a cool book to have in one's collection. Again, it's a nice 9.4 cover. And this thing is taking its sweet time, and it may not render. All right, so forget about that. That's not working. So what I will tell you guys is, and I'll get to the chat here in just a second. What I want to tell you, um, the other giveaway that we are doing right now will probably wrap up this week, and it is the giveaway for the Frog Boy cover recreation of Amazing Spider-Man number 39. That giveaway will probably wrap up this week. If you have not entered that contest, I definitely want to encourage you to head over to the community tab. Scroll down. There will be a post where I actually talk about the cover recreation giveaway. You click that link, you go to MailChimp, there's a form that you fill out, and it basically says cover art giveaway. You plug in your information, you are basically in the running. And I may actually wrap that contest up midweek. If you're curious and what that cover recreation actually looks like, if you head over to Frog Boy's Instagram page, you can actually see the progress that he has made on that piece, and it is incredible. The other thing that I will tell you is that there is also a surprise giveaway. There is a surprise giveaway that is attached to the main giveaway for the second place. And I'm not going to tell you the details of that. I will, however, tease you until I do the giveaway later this week. So definitely stay tuned for that. Frog Boy is fire, is what Chris Bigger says. He is indeed. He is indeed super, super talented dude. I don't have any of that talent, but thankfully I can partner up with people. I can partner with people that do have some fantastic talent. Oh my goodness, he is a nut. What is this? Showed that to my LCS and he really likes that Fantastic Four. Yeah, I mean, I can tell you that I think that Mark has actually picked up, I want to say 5 commissions. I think he's picked up 5 commissions over like the last 3 weeks or something like that, because people are now being exposed to his talent. And I think that it is fantastic that he is getting some recognition and is able to create some awesome art for people. And I think people are going to be very, very pleased working with this guy. So if you guys haven't checked him out, there we go. Bayou Boy Entertainment says, Go Collect says that what if, is it, yeah, 1 of 10. I put 1. What if 10 is a 210 average? There you go. Thank you, bro. Because I could not get it to work. I actually got a 505 error here on my side. So I'm actually going to refresh it now to see whether I can get something different. And I can actually correct that at 1. No, I'm still getting an error. So thankfully it's working for someone. But yeah, I'm definitely not getting it. Chris Bear, you guys are nuts. There you go. Man Bat says he is one of the commissions. That's what's up. Do you want to tell us what you got, bro? What'd you get? What'd you get? No, bro, I got a 505. I got a 505. Trust me when I tell you. Here, I'll actually show you. I actually used to do web development for a career at one point in time in my life. Yes, we got a 505 error, not a 404. So something is broken. Something is broken and needs to be fixed. You guys are hilarious. All right, so Man Bat, do you want to tell us what you got, bro? I'm curious. So yeah, he Mark has not told me what all the commissions were, but I think, like I said, I think he picked up about 5 commissions. So I think, again, that's definitely a very, very good thing. So, all right. Oh, we got Batman 227. That is nice. That is nice. Congrats, bro. Congrats. What is this? Someone help that dude carry that. So I don't know. I don't know how much Mark actually charges for commissions, but if you hit him up, I'm sure he'll be happy to talk with you about that. I try to stay ignorant to certain details, right? So yeah, if you want to know, I would say definitely, or reach out to him, have the conversation, and you guys mix it up. Too many people looking up their Turox number 1. Man, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that need to look that up, because, you know, there's a lot of Turok number 1s out there. All right. So again, I'll give you guys a quick rundown there are going to be 4 videos that are going to be dropping from the channel this week because I'm making an adjustment where I'm now only going to be releasing a total of 4 videos per week, then hopefully doing 2 live streams. This week I did not do that. I did 1 live stream because it was a rough week. But the videos that are going to be coming out this week, there is a new comic book day haul plus original art. I asked the provocative question of, should you buy a placeholder grail or key? So that'll be coming out. There is a Black History Month video that's going to be dropping, and then also a hunting video where I'm actually going to be showing you some of my wild finds. And then the very last thing is this week's Go Collect giveaway. It is What If number 10, 9.4 white pages, newsstand, and it is the first Jane Foster as Thor out of continuity. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous copy of this book. And if you are interested in this book, you definitely just watch the videos that are dropping from the channel this week. And in one of those videos, I will give you a phrase and you are off to the races. One other thing I'll give you guys a heads up on is that the Go Collect weekly speculation video is actually going to be dropping on Wednesday. I think we sorted it out where Wednesday is now going to be the day. And I realized that in the videos that I had done, I never really told you guys what day we were going to be releasing the videos. So I now want to give folks a heads up that it is Wednesday. When I did the last recording for them, that'll be coming out this week. The Wednesday date is in there, so you guys can hold me to that. So there you go. What is this? Beautiful. He says, beautiful book 9.4 is in your wheelhouse. Bro, if you have not sold that Red Hulk that you bought from me, you may want to hold on to it. There are rumors that the Red Hulk is going to be making an appearance in a streaming service. And so that gorgeous Red Hulk book that you bought from me might actually go up in value, and you might be able to make a couple of bucks off of it. So definitely stay tuned for that. Sully2 King says, excellent giveaway. Thank you, Reggie and Go Collect. Thank you, bro. Definitely appreciate that. I'm pretty sure Mark will be posting his progress on the Batman 227. Man, I can't wait to see that one, bro. I really cannot wait to see that one. So, do you have the Ed McGuinness? I have the Ed McGuinness variant cover. I actually really, really like that. The homage to Hulk #1. Definitely like that one. Says, hold on to the Red Hulk. It is actually for sale. I have another copy. It's actually for sale right now on RegieCollects.com. He says he messed up. Mike, thank you, bro. I definitely appreciate that, man. I appreciate you being here to join in and making that comment. It actually means a lot when folks hang out for a little bit. So thank you, Tina. I definitely appreciate it. Mike Turner cover is on fire. No doubt. Is there a bad cover from Mike Turner? Really? I don't know that there are. I don't know if there are. That homage is nice, man. It is nice, but I am going to be selling it because there's a couple of other things that I actually want to pick up for the collection. So, all right, with that, I'm going to, again, thank everyone for hanging out with me on this Sunday night. I hope that you guys enjoyed the show. And if you did, I definitely want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up button because, again, it means a lot for the YouTube algorithm to see people hang out, watch the content, give the video a thumbs up, make the comments, all that kind of stuff. Can you tell that I spent some time this weekend actually studying about the algorithm to continue growing the channel? I did indeed spend some time. Anyway, if you guys need me, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Regie Collects, or you can send me an email to Reggie@RegieCollects.com. If you're feeling frisky, make sure you check out the website, RegieCollects.com. Take care.